Okay, so thank you. So my name is Sonja Hribar. I am adult education organizer at Podjetniški inkubator Kočevje, business incubator Kočevje. And today I'm joining you from Slovenia, from Kočevje. And before we dive into our main topic, I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce you to my hometown area, the town of Kočevje. I want you to have a sense of where we are on the map, and just as importantly, what kind of place this is, its nature, its history, its community spirit. Because understanding Kočevje will help you better appreciate the stories and the people we'll be talking about today, including one very inspiring entrepreneur who built her business right here in Kočevje. So, welcome to Kočevje, a place where nature, tradition, and determination come together in a way that few regions can match. If you look at the map, you'll find us in the south, close to the Croatian border, surrounded by vast forests and that cover around 86% of our municipality. And these aren't just any forests. They are among the most pristine in Europe, and the area is one of the most ecologically preserved regions in Central Europe, home to bears, wolves, lynx, and a rich biodiversity that has been carefully preserved for centuries. Among these forests lies the Krokar Primeval Forest, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where nature has been evolving undisturbed for thousands of years. To give you a deeper sense of the place we are talking about, let me now present a short film, Kočevje, Wild but Nice. It is a visual journey through our forests, waters, and community, offering a chance to experience Kočevje in a way that words alone cannot express. So enjoy. So Kočevje is the country's largest municipality by land area, stretching across more than 550 square kilometers. Around 16,000 residents live in its 86 settlements. The size of the municipality also presents challenges, maintaining a demanding infrastructure network due to dispersed settlement patterns and its inherited distance from the capital, Ljubljana, which is reflected in the immigration of young people and the greater effort required to attract new investments. Kočevje is a land of contrasts, deep natural beauty paired with a rich complex history. For almost 6,000 years, it was home to the Gotcher Germans, a community that left a lasting cultural imprint before their resettlement during the Second World War. Kočevje has also played a pivotal role in Slovenia's modern history, serving as a gathering place for important political events and as a center of strategic planning during the country's struggle for independence. Despite its low population density, just 28 people per square kilometer, the spirit of Kočevje is anything but small. It is a community that embraces innovation while remaining deeply rooted in tradition. In 2018, it was recognized with the Golden Stone Award as Slovenia's most progressive municipality, thanks to visionary leadership and a strong commitment to sustainable development. The region's identity today is tightly close to Okočevsko, a collective brand that promotes its pure nature, adventurous spirit, and high-quality local products. We have a tradition of living off the land, respecting nature, and making the most of what we have, values that remain strong today. We are proud to support entrepreneurs here, especially those in rural areas who are turning traditional knowledge into modern, market-ready products. And that brings me to the story we'll focus on today, one that beautifully combines our natural environment, our community spirit, and the determination to succeed in business. It is here, in this inspiring environment, that the story of Polona Šterk takes root. Together with her partner Yuri, she created the brand Per Poloni in Juriju at Polona and Juris. Raised with a love for the countryside and an appreciation for the value of honest work, Polona transformed her connection to the land into a thriving agricultural business. Her journey from uncertainty in the job market to becoming the creator of a nationally recognized organic product, bio-fermented minced garlic, is deeply intertwined with the character of Kočevje itself, resilience, authentic, and proud of its natural resources. So, Polona Šterk's journey into agricultural entrepreneurship began far from the fields of Kočevje. She grew up in an urban environment, yet her heart was always tied to the countryside. Many afternoons were spent on her relative farms, where she developed a deep respect for the land and the rhythm of rural life. By profession, Polona is a graduate engineer of agronomy and horticulture. For years, she worked in jobs where stability was fleeting. Contracts would begin and end, leaving her with a constant sense of uncertainty. Over time, this instability became the driving force behind the life-changing decision to create something of her own, something rooted in nature, built to last, and shaped by her own hands. Together with her partner Yuri, she leased municipal farmland in Kočevje. They began with experiments, growing vegetables, raspberries, and Siberian blueberries. Each season brought lessons, success, and setbacks. But one crop stood out: garlic. That garlic became their signature product, bio-fresh fermented minced garlic, rich in flavor and packed with health benefits. Their first garlic harvest was modest, but it awakened a family memory, an old recipe for preserving garlic by fermenting and mincing it. This method locked in flavor, preserved its health benefits, and made it ready to use at any time. It was practical, it was natural, and entirely theirs. Step by step, they entered local markets. The turning point came with two major recognitions. In 2021, they entered their bio-fermented minced garlic into the Zlata Šapa Golden Pole competition and became finalists for the Zlata Šapa Award, organized by the Kočevje Business Incubator, celebrating excellence in Slovenian local food. I would like now to show you a short promotional video featuring Polona at the Golden Pole competition, where you can also see how this bio-fermented minced garlic is produced. So the Zlata Šapa, or the Golden Paw competition, is a story of entrepreneurial creativity, courage, and support for new ideas. It was established within the Kočevje business incubator, which aimed to create a space where individuals could test their ideas, develop them into concrete business projects, and receive encouragement for their future journey. The competition was first organized in 2019 and has been held annually ever since. Over the years, it has grown into a recognized event that brings together young entrepreneurs, students, and anyone interested in innovative thinking. What started as a simple contest for the best business idea has evolved into a comprehensive platform that includes mentoring support, training, and networking with experienced entrepreneurs. The name Golden Paw symbolizes determination, courage, and entrepreneurial instinct, qualities that are essential for any entrepreneur's breakthrough. For participants, the competition is more than just winning a prize. It offers opportunities for learning, exchanging experiences, and gaining access to knowledge and contacts that are often crucial for further development. Each year, the number of participating teams increases, reflecting the growing interest and significance of the event locally and beyond. For many contestants, Golden Paw has been a springboard, their first serious presentation of an idea in front of a professional jury and an audience, the first encounter with real feedback, and often the first acknowledgement that their idea is worth pursuing. The competition boosts confidence, fosters creativity, and proves that with the right knowledge, support, and dedication, even the smallest idea can grow into a great success story. Beyond symbolic prizes such as recognitions and medals, the competition often provides practical support as well. Financial backing to help develop ideas, access to mentoring programs, workspace in the business incubator, and opportunities to connect with investors. For participants, this means they can turn their ideas into reality, gaining their first clients or partners along the way. The defining leap for Polona came in 2024 when Polona and Juriju was selected for Startaj Slovenia, Startup Slovenia competition. Slovenia's premier entrepreneurial program connecting small producers to national retail shelves. From hundreds of applications, only a select few are chosen each season, and their garlic joined a network of over 300 products successfully launched through the project. Through the program, their product found its way onto Spar and Interspar shelves. This is a retail chain across our country, bringing a taste of Kočevje to customers nationwide. Now, I would like to share a short promotional video featuring Polona for the Startup Slovenia competition. Please note that the video is not subtitled in English, but I will summarize the key points for you at the end. In the meantime, you'll get a glimpse of Polona in the environment where she thrives and brings her ideas to life. So to share, I now have to change. Okay.
Sem Polona Šterk, po izobrazbi diplomirani inženir agronomije in hortikulture. V otroštvu sem odraščala v bloku. Ko sem bila majhna, nikoli nisem hotela biti umazana. Potem se je pa to sčasoma skozi leta vse spremenilo. Ko sem začela v srednjo šolo hoditi, sem pa dobivala več stika z vrtnarijami in s temi stvarmi. Potem se je tudi prebudila še večja želja po tem, da bi potem tudi mogoče sama kdaj kaj ustvarila. Leta 2013 sem ostala brez službe in sem vzela v najem njivo. In potem je, v bistvu, ker nisem imela toliko finančnega zalogaja, mi je mami posodila denar za seme česna in smo začeli tako saditi. Midva dejansko nisva podedovala kmetije, ampak sva šla prav v nakup tega, da resno postaneva kmeta. Ne blokovska kmeta, ampak kmeta. Ko smo midva z Jurijem prijavila KMG MIC, sva ga čisto na novo prijavila. To je zelo redkost. Pa še takrat sva v bistvu živela v bloku Tako da, ko si izpolnjeval obrazce, je bilo zelo smešno, ker je bil tam gospodarski objekt in ga nisi mogel označiti, ker ga nismo niti imeli. In v bistvu so nas klicali iz podjetja za ekološko, da smo nepopolno vlogo oddali. Pa sem vprašala, kaj pa? Pa oni tako, je gospodarski objekt, pa jaz, ko ja, žal ga nimamo, ja kako ne? Pa jaz, ko ja, v bloku živimo, tako da je bilo zelo smešno. 2 leti nazaj smo kupili hišo in v bistvu v tistem letu, ko sem zanosila, se je veliko stvari dogajalo. Zmagala sem na Zlati šapi, začel se je nakup hiše, rojstvo Šterke in selitev. Ideja za izdelek fermentiran česen je prišla v bistvu zaradi slabe letine. Eno leto je bilo veliko deževja in v bistvu je bilo ful težko ga tisto obdobje pobirati in smo ga tudi med dežjem pobirali. In ko ti med dežjem pobiraš, v bistvu niso niti celi stroki ostali, ker je to vse razmočeno. In ko smo ga sušili, se je bilo tu zazjokati, ko si ga hotel čistiti, je vse razpadalo. Potem je pa pač družinski prijatelj povedal oči tudi za ta recept in smo probali. In je bilo ful fajn, ker si sem žličko not dal in si bil hiter fertik. In smo ga tudi začeli več uporabljati dejansko v kuhinji. Potem sem dala v bistvu svojim prijateljem, znancem, da probajo, če bi to res uporabljali v kuhinji in so bili vsi čisto navdušeni. V bistvu pobiranje česna poteka med najinim letnim dopustom, tako da recimo letni dopust izrabiva za kmetovanje že nekaj let. Vsi kmetije, ko imajo, večinoma delajo z velikimi traktorji, ne, no, mi pa še ročno. Še vedno sem zaposlena, si pa želim, v bistvu oba dva z Jurjem si želiva počasi iti na samostojno pot. To, da danes postavim svoj izdelek na polico, je zame zelo velik uspeh in tudi nov začetek poslovne poti. Sploh se ne zavedaš, da si začel pravo poslovno pot.
Okay, so to briefly summarize what Polona shared, Polona grew up in an apartment and didn't want to get her hands dirty. Later on, everything changed. When she started high school, she got in touch with nurseries and discovered this desire to create something on her own. In 2013, she lost her job and rented a municipal field while her mother lent her money for garlic seeds. When Polona and Yuri submitted their first project, they were still living in an apartment, so they couldn't even mark a farm address on the applications since they didn't have one. Looking back now, she laughs at how strange the situation was. They hadn't inherited a farm, but they went on to buy land. 2021 was a huge year. She won the Zlata Šapa competition. Her daughter was born. They bought a house and moved. The idea for fermented garlic came from a poor harvest. One year, heavy rain made harvesting extremely difficult. Picking garlic in the rain meant the bulbs wouldn't stay intact, and when trying to clean them, everything fell apart. A family friend shared the recipe with her father, and they gave it a try. They started using more and more fermented garlic in everyday cooking, and friends and acquaintances began tasting it. Garlic harvesting takes place during their annual vacation. For several years, Polona and Yuri have used this time for farming. Everything is still done by hand. Polona is now employed, but she dreams of going fully independent. For her, seeing the product on the shelf is a major achievement and marks the beginning of a new business journey. So now to continue. From that point, they refined every step of the production. All raw ingredients came directly from their own organic farm. The process ensured full traceability and met strict sustainable standards. Each jar carried not just flavor, but a story of authenticity and care. Polona's product has also been selected to carry the Kočevsko collective brand, highlighting its authentic connection to the region. This recognition not only celebrates local quality and tradition, but also strengthens the visibility of her bio-minced garlic within the broader Kočevje destination brand, reinforcing the narrative of sustainable, place-based entrepreneurship. Polona's journey shows that agricultural entrepreneurship demands resilience as much as innovation. She moved from unstable employment to managing her own production, from tending crops in the field to seeing jars of her garlic lined up in major retail chains. Today, Polona is not only running her own successful brand, she is also the head of the processing center at the Kočevje Business Incubator, where she mentors aspiring entrepreneurs, supports sustainable local production, and helps turn fresh ideas into products ready for the national or international market. So, we've heard about the seeds of an idea, how a passion for nature and a taste for authenticity led to a thriving garlic product. But behind every rural success story lies a network, seen and unseen, that makes growth possible. Polona Šterk's entrepreneurial journey unfolded in a rural setting, where every step forward meant navigating financial limits and infrastructural gaps. But she didn't face those challenges alone, and that made all the difference. Polona Šterk's journey began with limited resources and no farmland of her own. Her first garlic crop was planted on a relative's land, and she faced significant challenges, from unpredictable weather to market entry. Financial constraints were a major hurdle, but she overcame them through persistence and creative problem solving. Starting a food business in a rural area means confronting two immediate obstacles. First, financial constraints, and second, the lack of specialized infrastructure. When Polona Šterk and her partner Yuri decided to bring their bio-fermented minced garlic to market, they faced exactly these challenges. Constructing a certified food production space from scratch would have been financially prohibitive. From the very beginning, one of the most important enablers was access to the food processing center at the Kočevje Business Incubator. This facility provided her with a fully compliant production space, meeting HACCP and other strict food safety requirements, something that would have been prohibitively expensive to set up on her own. By using this shared infrastructure, she avoided major startup costs, reduced regulatory risks, and could focus her resources on developing and perfecting her product. The incubator also supplied something less visible but equally important: business model guidance, regulatory navigation, and access to networks. These resources shortened their learning curve and allowed them to focus on their craft rather than just survival. At this point, I would like to introduce Polona and pass the microphone to her so she can take us through her journey in her own words. So please, Polona, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you, Sonja, for the wonderful introduction. Since I was a child, I have felt a deep connection to farming. My grandparents had a farm, and over the years, I worked in garden centers and later as a school gardener. But I always dreamed of growing and selling my own product. For a long time, it felt impossible. I lived in an apartment, and starting something like this seemed out of the reach, especially because of the high cost. But during a time when my work situation was unstable, I made the decision. I started small, planting a garlic field on land owned by my uncle. I have always wanted to build something own. The biggest challenge was money, but the support from people around me made a huge difference, especially my mom's support and my partner's help with the hard work. The first garlic harvest was a learning experience. I tasted different garlic varieties and had to deal with the difficult weather and market challenge. It wasn't easy, but I didn't give up. In 2021, I won a competition called Zlata Šapa, which gave me a big boost of motivation. In 2024, I got the opportunity to join to Šterk Slovenia, a program that supports small local business. Around 300 products were sent in, 40 made it to the second round, and in the end, only 7 were chosen, and mine was on one of them. Through the program, I learned so much how to label my project properly, how to promote it, and how important it is to keep things clear, transparent for customers. I also saw how essential it is to be prepared for the market. My biggest lesson: keep going and stay flexible. Today, my product is on store shelves. Customers often tell me how much they love it. I'm already working on new ideas, but I'm proud that what I offer now is simple and honest, just fermented garlic and salt. No sugar, even though it tasted sweet. People love it, that is easy to use, contains in 39 calories in 1 year, and that there is no waste or storage issue. I couldn't have done this alone. My mom always believed in me. My parents helped me in many ways, with hard work and by keeping me positive. My mom, uncle gave me land to use. Without their help, I wouldn't have started at all. When I joined Šterk Slovenia, everything is changed. They helped with packing, marketing, produce development, sales. I realized how important it is to have a program that supports small producer, people like me who started with almost nothing, but a dream and the will to keep going. Through the project and competition, I met experienced mentors who gave me practical advice I didn't even know I needed about leading, pricing, branding, marketing, and more. Talking with other business people, learned that many of us face the same fears: no enough money, not knowing where to get materials, and wondering how to reach our first customers. But sharing those worries made them easier to carry. I realized that I wasn't alone. Being in the spotting on TV magazine was scary at the first, especially because you never know how people will reach or if they will your product or if they will like your project. But it showed me how to tell my story, how to present my projects with confidence. It helps me grow, not just a producer, but as a person. I have met other small producers and farmers along the way. We share advice, ideas, and honest feedback. We have created a small but strong support network, a place where we all learn and grow together. I didn't start with money or a big business plan. I started with passion, a small piece of land, support from love, and a lot of hard work. Today, I have a product that is natural, simple, and useful, and a story that proves that with support and presence, anything is possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Polona. It was lovely to hear your story. So if I continue now, as already said, the incubator also offered something less tangible but equally crucial. This was the business guidance, as Polona also mentioned, the mentorship and the network of supportive peers. And with these tools, Polona was able to move from small-scale farming experiments to market-ready products without the long trial and error cycle that often slows rural entrepreneurs. As she said, support from family, especially her mother and partner, played a crucial role in her resilience. Institutional recognition played a powerful role too. Being named a finalist in Zlata Šapa, the Golden Po competition, validated her efforts locally, while participation in Štartar Slovenia gave her product national visibility. That program became a turning point, paving the way for her bio-fermented minced garlic to appear on Spar and Interspar shelves across Slovenia, bringing the authentic taste of Kočevje into homes nationwide. Of course, not all barriers are purely logistical. In entrepreneurship, resilience comes from more than equipment and permits. It comes from people. For Polona, emotional support was foundational. Her love for nature, shaped during her childhood, even in an urban environment, gave her the patience and determination to stick with the process. Family encouragement and the shared vision with her husband Yuri became anchors during the inevitable ups and downs. Today, Polona is on the other side of the mentorship table. She now supports others facing similar fears, fears of rejection, fear of public exposure, and fear of pricing their products. As head of the processing center at the Kočevje Business Incubator, she guides other rural entrepreneurs through the very challenges she once faced. She has seen common fears repeat themselves, the uncertainty of whether niche products will find buyers, the worry about navigating complex regulations, the anxiety over whether a business can grow without losing its roots. She counters these fears by encouraging exposure, joining competitions, connecting with networks, and learning alongside peers. In this way, she fosters collaboration rather than isolation, turning individual ventures into part of a larger supportive ecosystem. She emphasizes that entrepreneurship is not just about selling a product, but about presenting oneself. So Polona's own marketing strategy reflects a balance of tradition and innovation. She emphasizes traceability. Every jar of garlic carries the story of its local organic origin and uses that as a point of trust and differentiation. Initially hesitant about digital marketing, Polona learned to embrace social media and online promotion. Her product features full traceability and transparency, including her personal phone number on the label. This direct connection with customers fosters loyalty and trust. She highlights the importance of adapting to digital tools, especially for younger entrepreneurs who are naturally more fluent in these platforms. Her retail presence in national chains ensures reach, but her participation in televised segments and online videos extends her influence into the digital space, allowing her to connect with audiences who value authenticity and transparency. In her view, modern tools are transforming rural food businesses. Digital channels not only reduce transaction costs, but also make traceability easier to demonstrate, while expanding access to markets that were once out of reach. It's this combination, infrastructure, emotional support, peer learning, and strategic use of modern marketing that has allowed her to turn a small rural idea into a brand recognized far beyond Kočevje. So Polona's journey is proof that rural startups don't thrive in isolation. They grow through connections, support systems, and the courage to blend tradition with innovation. Polona Šterk's success story as a founder of Poloni and Yuriu illustrates how meaningful institutional infrastructure, emotional reinforcement, mentorship, and modern marketing strategies can enable rural startups to emerge, to grow, and to thrive. Her role now extends beyond entrepreneurship into ecosystem building by mentoring a new generation while championing traceability, authenticity, and digital adaptation. So before I close with my presentation, I would also like to explain the Polona and Yuri's complete graphic identity. If you see here above the picture is their logo, and it represents the balance between the female and the male. It holds inside the capital letters of their names, P for Polona and J for Yuri. It holds the shape of the whole garlic and individual garlic bulb. You can see 2 small bulbs. So altogether, this is the presentation of her product, bio-fermented minced garlic. So this is all from our side. So thank you for your attention. Here you have our contacts if you want to ask us, any questions, if you have any additional things you would like to know, or if you want to buy Polona's product, here is her email. You can contact her and maybe have a taste. So if anybody has any questions, please join. So I see here a question from Elisa. You mentioned the financial challenges of starting your business, but also all that you've learned about growing garlic and running business. Okay. So Polona, if you're still here, maybe you can help us answer these questions. What do you think would be the biggest game changer for someone starting a business like this? What was your biggest game changer? As I see it, I think it was the local support when she entered the Golden Paw competition, where she got the financial resources and the marketing support. And later on, this enabled her to enroll to a bigger competition when she again was able to get some money to start the business, or even when she had some debts to return them. So Polona, what would you say?
Lahko v slovenščini pa boš
Yes, I can translate, yes.
Okay. Največji problem je, ko moraš ti na začetku podjetniške poti, ko greš recimo v večjo trgovino, moraš ti založiti recimo vse kozarčke, ves HACCP sistem, imeti pod recimo samo proizvodno mora biti po HACCP sistemu. Tu je zelo velika začetna investicija, kar je tle inkubator recimo, ko imamo. Jaz tle uporabljam in je full top, ne.
Okay, thank you. So she said the greatest challenge was when starting a business and you want to get to the store shelves is that you have to fund everything by yourself. So you have to pay in advance for all the glasses, for all the materials, for everything. And this is where the incubator was of big help, where she had this possibility. So what would be the biggest... Yeah, Polona, please.
Pa recimo, ne vem, ta pri Poloni in Juriju, to etiketo, to sem jaz dobila nagrado na Zlati šapi. To je recimo investicija začetna, ki stane tam do 5000 evrov sigurno. Na Štartu iz Slovenije recimo jim je bilo pa ful všeč moj dizajn, ker večina ljudi, ki kupi nov izdelek, prvo pogleda z očmi embalažo, ne samo vsebino.
So one financial barrier was also how to create a good logo. So this is also where she got the money from the Golden Paw competition, and she could create this logo. And this is very important because when we buy a product for the first time, we buy it with our eyes. We don't know what it tastes like, so it has to be appealing to the eye. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Elisa. So if anybody would like to share any other comments, I will turn on all the microphones so everybody can just connect. I hope it's working. Okay. Yes, Elisa says we answered correctly. If there are no questions, you can always reach us via email and join us again on September the 4th, where we will present how our startup village connected the local market. Polona, would you like to add anything?
Pač da, mogoče še to Elisi, da pač te inkubatorji podjetniški, recimo v mojem smislu, so zelo, zelo pomembni, ker ti v bistvu dajo nek support, da verjameš v svojo idejo in recimo potem Štartaj Slovenija, ki te pa dejansko spravi na polico, to je pa še itak največji izziv, ne?
Yeah, so
To so zelo, zelo pomembni dejavniki.
So maybe just to add to Elisa's question also, she says that the most important thing is to have the financial support, absolutely also the capacity building. That gives you a head start, but then it is very important to find somebody that will push your product to a broader audience. So something nationwide to make the product visible throughout all the country, not just locally. Okay. Thank you, Polona. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Hope you have a lovely day, and we'll see you on September 4th.
Thank you.